Hey there, I'd like to give you a little demo of FigmaLint. FigmaLint is a tool that I created that helps lint components within Figma. It detects things like good token architectures and properties and makes suggestions and recommendations for items that feel like maybe it might be lacking for whatever reason. I loaded this Figma screen up here with a couple of design systems. I have our internal design system, Altitude. I have one for GitHub, which is Prime, and then I have a very popular one, Polaris from Shopify. I'll get started with Prime. I'll try some. So I have checkboxes selected here. It looks like there's about 60 variants in here, and I already have my API key set up here. It's a Claude API key, and the Claude model I'm going to choose is I'm going to go with 3.5 for this. It might end up going a little faster for the purposes of this demo. So I'm going to go ahead and analyze this component, hide that little window. And so right now it's going out and it's leveraging the design systems MCP server that I had created, as well as general knowledge, and returning me a score. So it got a score 89. It's no surprise. Most of these popular design systems are usually getting pretty big scores. And so it looks like it found a couple of hard-coded values in there. So we'll check those out when we get to it. Accessibility is looking good. And then in the naming conventions and design consistency, it found those hard-coded values. So property cheat sheet looks like it's matching up with what it sees. And then it's saying perhaps a recommended property might be a variant in here if there's a different version of these checkboxes that a developer may be looking for. So here's the token analysis. It's showing that there's 31 total items. There's 26 that are using tokens, 5 are hard-coded, so we'll go in and look at those. So these are all the ones that are being used, which is great. This a hard-coded value. Sometimes it'll catch these too. These little dotted lines that wrap the variants, it'll catch that as part of the component. You can ignore that. The ones that we really want to know is like, what are the ones that are part of the actual component? So this looks like it's finding one in the focus ring. So zoom in on that, and there it is. It found that little guy, and then if I move over here, there it is, 2 pixels. There it is right there. It's not using, see, this is actually using a token. This one's not. That one's hard-coded in there. So good job, FigmaLint. And then just going down, this all looks good. Sizing tokens, looks like it's found another. That padding is going to be on this outer wrapper, so that's okay. But that's okay. It got a 100 out of 100. Like we're going to go ahead and pass that, and that means it's ready for the official Figma MCP, ready to get transitioned into the development process. And then down here is just a kind of a wrap up of the metadata that belongs to this component, and developer handoff. If they wanted to download some documentation, they can do that in JSON and Markdown format and put that in a README or in ZeroHeight or another documentation tool. And then if you had any questions, you can go in here and say, this is the chat. You can say, are there any high priority issues that you're finding with this component, or is it good to go? And then it is contextually aware, so it does understand the scores that come from the analysis, and it's also aware of any issues that it might be encountering. So based on the component structure provided, the checkbox appears to be in good shape. MCP score is ready, all that's great. It goes over the comprehensive states, accessibility, flexibility, all the good stuff that's in here. So I can sit and kind of chit chat with this thing. This is great. This little chat part is awesome for any product designers who are just making their way into design systems design, and they have questions about like, what does this prop mean? Or if the recommendations might be recommending props and you have questions about those recommendations, it's a good spot to kind of bounce ideas back and forth off of the Claude model that you're working with. So that's pretty good. There's a lot more in here we could test. Let's jump over to Polaris. Let's take a look at this band. There's a lot in here. Let's do this banner. Let's see, there's 12 variants in here. Let's take a look at that. We have the component selected over here, and go ahead and let's see what model we're using in this one, 3.5. Okay, great. And then we'll analyze this one. And then it should grab all of these different properties that are in here and display those. Like I said, these popular ones are usually getting pretty good scores. So what I'll do is after this, I'll show you when it's going to be a bad score, and then you can compare it against that. So this has got an 88%. That's pretty high. 6 hard-coded values. That's probably something outside beyond this little dotted purple border. So it's picking up on those hard-coded values. Good job echoing the properties for the banner. It's saying that perhaps a size and a variant might be some good recommendations for additional properties. Token analysis. See, I want to see what's up with these little 6 hard-coded ones down here. Let's see. So it's looking for a 1 pixel stroke weight. That's probably going to be the outer wrapper. Let's see, where did it find that? Yes, it highlighted the outer wrapper. Okay. What else we got? A border radius of 8. Oh, it found this. There it is. So there's a little icon right there, and sure enough, it is set to 8. So if you're confused, if you're questionable about that, we can go into this chat and we can say, how do I turn that hard-coded border radius of 8 into a token? So we'll ask it that question and see what it comes back with. This might be somebody who's inheriting this design system and they're not quite sure how to set up tokens. So it's going to give you something like this. Yeah. So first, check out if there's an existing border radius token first. You want to make sure that there's an existing token that you can leverage before creating your own. And then if not, go ahead and apply a new token value to it. But here's the steps on how to get through all that, and it's pretty descriptive. And let's go to another design system. So let's see, I created this. This is an avatar. Let's just pretend this is an avatar. And let me load up FigmaLint here. So all I gave it, it is a component. There's no properties assigned to it. It's just basically it's a shape with a fill and a stroke. And I will, let's see what, I'm on Claude Sonnet 4. Let me go to a little faster model. Like this, analyze that. So this should go pretty quick because there's not a whole lot there to review. I intentionally left the stroke without using a token. So it's got a 75. There's not really a whole lot to it. Obviously, token property configuration is something that's needed. And yeah, naming could be improved. There's hard-coded values in there, so that's all true. Nothing there, so it's going to give me some recommendations. It's like, I don't know, avatar usually has size, maybe initials if there's no image available, an image, maybe a status indicator if there's like a notifications badge that'll sit inside the maybe lower right or left-hand corner of the avatar, and then a border option. So those are some pretty good recommendations. Token analysis, I am using 2. You can see them right here. I put those 2 right there, and there is one hard-coded. So if I click on this, it should highlight the border that's there. And then I am using the stroke of this stroke weight of 4. So it did catch that, which is great. Obviously, it's not MCP ready. It's giving a 60 out of 100. So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed up there. So these are all of the gaps. And then obviously these are recommendations. What can we do to improve it? So this is ready to go. This is the official announcement of this plugin being available to the public. Please download it, use it in your projects. Please be gentle because I'm just putting this out there for the first time, and there's a lot of functionality built into it, so there's bound to be some bugs. But I hope it's very useful for your organization, and please leave feedback in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Thanks, everyone.